G'day Tiger fans, welcome to Raw Vision, round 20 this week, and we're heading over to Perth to play the West Coast Eagles, and I'm joined by the great man, Wayne Campbell. How are you, Wayne?
Good, Matt, good. You've obviously been doing a bit of Channel 7 work again today, or you've been...
Got a little bit of makeup on.
Down to Elwood Village with your makeup on again.
Got a little bit of makeup on, just channeling a little bit of George Hamilton and Robert Evans. Just Google Robert Evans and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I thought we'd go a different tact straight off the bat this week, and an issue in football. GWS apparently haven't signed Phil Davis, but he's decided to leave Adelaide anyway. Can you just give me something on Phil, his strengths, weaknesses, as part of your role as opposition analysis?
Yeah. Never heard of him, Matt. No, he's played some games. He battled a little bit this year with injury, but they rated him very highly, and they thought that he would take over from Nathan Bock, who also defected from Adelaide. So GWS have done well to pick him up.
Actually beat Nick Revolt and Buddy Franklin round one this year, so he must be able to play Phil. We've had the bye. The boys had a few days off. We've had to knuckle back in this week. What have we focused on?
Coming off a pretty disappointing loss against Geelong. The bye come at a good time in terms of the boys needed a little bit of a break, but keen to get back into it, obviously, after what wasn't a great game. Trained fairly hard last week, gave him a few days off, and then the weekend off, and then we've had some solid sessions Tuesday and Thursday today. So focused on getting the footy and kicking it a bit longer, Matt.
A bit longer, that'll be good. Now, how do you turn your form around? You've been struggling for a few weeks. Can you see any signs against the Cats that we were maybe starting to edge back into some form?
Well, certainly once we started winning the ball down back, we were better. Obviously the game was finished at half time almost, but we did beat them, I think, by 3 points in the second half. So it showed some character. They need to show more competitiveness at the opening bounce, I suppose, to stay in the games, and certainly that point's been made to them. But they didn't throw in the towel, which was a good thing.
Now, Chris Newman, our skipper, hasn't come up. He won't play this week. Trent Cotchin will captain the team. What's his leadership attributes? How does he lead?
I thought he was outstanding against Geelong. It was probably the best game he's played for the club.
Yeah.
So, and that's hard to do in a pretty demoralising defeat as well.
Yeah.
So, he leads from the front in terms of the way he attacks the footy. He's attacking the footy's first rate. He's a fairly smart sort of guy. He speaks up when he needs to. So, that'll be a good role for him. He filled in, I think, once last year when Chris didn't play. So, he is a little bit used to it. But yeah, as a 21-year-old kid, it's a feather in his cap.
Yeah, we play over at Patterson's, obviously. When are we heading over? And do we have a run there on Saturday before the game?
Yeah, boys head over Friday, and then we'll have a run on Saturday, and then we play it. I think it's a 2:40 game after that. So always head over a couple of days before for a day game. So again, it's a good opportunity for a young group to get together and head over there and spend some time together.
Footy's so much about structures now and where you're positioned on the ground. Is it hard to adjust to Subiaco because it is a longer ground?
I'll probably ask you. I mean, you dominated pretty much every time you went there. So when you played there, did you find it harder to find?
Well, that's just ability, Wayne. Some people have it and can adapt to any environment, and that was certainly an environment that I was pretty comfortable in.
And you never played to any structure either, so probably structure, whether the ground was wide or small, didn't come into play.
Yeah, no doubt footy's changed, but still room for players that can actually get the ball, Wayne. Anyway.
It's good to see you down here, because a few of the boys said that when we were winning, they saw a fair bit of you, but over the last 5 or 6 weeks you haven't been sighted.
I've been busy at Channel 7, but I'm back this week and looking forward to the team changes, Wayne. Are you going to give those to me?
Who have we got? We've got a couple of outs. We've got Chris Newman, obviously, as you mentioned, was injured, and Jake Batchelor too. Into the side, Greg D, Miller, Farmer and Weberley. So I would imagine there's 5 ins, obviously a Sunday game, so there's still a few to come out, but I would think a few of those would play.
Well, there's a real exciting thing. Matty D.
Yeah, fantastic. So he's had an unfortunate run over a couple of years with injury, but towards the end of last year he really showed something. And we're really excited about the way he plays, the way he attacks it, his diligence, his attack on the footy, all that sort of stuff. So
well, Dimmer wanted to play him early this year, but obviously couldn't because of injury. So he is rated pretty highly down there.
He's to say he's the coach's favourite would be an understatement. So I think he only played 1 or 2 at Coburg, so pretty much straight back in.
I thought at Matty D, I thought it would be D double E because I've been saying Day, but it's D. So maybe have a look at that, drop the A and put another E in there. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Dan Jackson plays his 100th game.
Yep.
Good effort by Jacko. He's had his ups and downs, had some injuries to contend with, but notched up the 100th this week.
Yeah, he came down as a 17-year-old, remember, and was still playing at
school,
Carey Grammar or Caulfield Grammar or one of those.
Started down back.
Schools, one, and was a fiery red-headed half-back and used to attack the footy pretty hard, and then reinvented himself as a tagger or a run-with player, and to the point where he has become a really good player. 2009 was really his breakout season when I think he was second in the BNF, and last year he had a really good year but only played 15 games due to a little bit of suspension, so hasn't quite reached those heights this year, but fantastic leader and really good attribute for that. Attribute. What's the word I'm looking for?
Attribute.
No, but I'm not looking for that. I'm saying he's great to have around the club.
He's
got great attributes as a leader, but
I don't know what you're trying to say, Wayne. We've lost the plot here a bit today on Raw Vision, but a real positive is Tommy Hafey, legend of the club, turns 80 tomorrow. Wok, give us just something about Tommy. Touch on something.
I'm going to read his book, actually, Matt.
The Hafey years.
Yeah, I'm going to have a read of that, and KB's, so they've both come out at similar times. But it's just great to see him around the club. Obviously, you and I are a bit young to really, we're way too young to see any of his achievements as a coach. But the name lives on, and he always ducks in here and shows his face. So it's just always great to see him. He's always up and about and enthusiastic, and always makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. So that's a special quality to have.
Certainly does. Wok, thanks for joining us on Raw Vision. Make sure you check out Tommy's book, The Hafey Years. It's going to be a ripping read. And let's watch the boys get a win over there at Patterson's on Sunday.